Um, if you want, you could pause this video and just take in that underpainting. I did that, I think, winter of 2018. Back then, I was using I was just all finger painting. So the paint's super thick, and the images are very blobby, sloppy. I made a lot of cool shit during that time though, with that style. But you know, these days I use a brush. I'm using a brush now since February of 2019. I mix up the finger painting and then the brush work, but I don't rely on fingers as much as I used to. One big issue with this painting, not even the painting, but just how my setup is for these time lapses, is that I'm seated and the canvas is on the table kind of facing away from me. So the angle's weird, and the image is going to be elongated slightly. So I'll have to go in and correct that. And you'll see me do that towards the end of this video. For the base coat, I used pearlescent pink. Master's Touch sells a 6-pack of those. I don't really use those too much. Not a big fan of the glitter stuff. Although you can use them as underpaintings, and then the top coat will shine a little bit more. I tend not to use the stuff as on the top layer. I used a mixture of the pearlescent pink and these neon Master's Touch neon purples. They come in these small tubes, and most of them are UV reactive, but the purple isn't. Be nice if it was, but it isn't. And I didn't use any UV reactive colors in this piece. Although I am interested in seeing if I doubt it will react though. I'll have to get my UV lamp out. Colors, I'm using the Fine Touch pink. It's a tub, big old tub, pretty cheap budget paint, on budget for Hobby Lobby. Not a fan of it personally. The paint it's too dull. I've bought some pink paint from Hobby Lobby before, and it had a lot richer color to it. I just haven't been able to find it since. So the stuff I'm using right now is it's very dull. But for this color palette, that's what it calls for. I'm basically using whatever I have at hand, because I haven't put an order in for supplies yet. I still have enough paint for a little while, but I'm running low on pretty much everything. And for me, that's not a bad thing, because limited supplies will make you work outside the box. When I was first switching over from monochrome, because I did monochrome pieces for I think the first year and a half, 2 years, I kind of got stuck using just black and white, different shades of blue, different shades of red. I wasn't able to use contrasting colors. So in a way, this piece is kind of a step back. But not really, but kind of. I would buy those acrylic paint sets from Hobby Lobby. There's like 12 colors per box. It's not really a box, it's like a wooden box. And just using the supplies in that thing helped me break out of that monochrome palette. And I've been trying to incorporate that a little more. I don't know if I'm so successful at doing it, but This one is monochrome though. This actually is a kind of a callback to one of my first commissions. A fella out in California asked me to paint him something, and that guy was cool as hell. He posted the painting to a big group, and then that got the buzz going. I think after selling my first painting, I sold one to him, and he posted about it, and I sold another like that, and then this whole thing's just been spiraling ever since. And the painting I made for him was the same palette, but a lot more primitive. I don't mean like indigenous primitive, but a lot cruder. Is actually I still have a picture of him posing up with the painting somewhere. It's just kind of like faces on faces on faces, which is what I used to do. A lot of pareidolia in my old stuff. So that elongated face thing I'm talking about, you can see it on camera, but I can't really see it from where I'm sitting. That where the mouth is at, that's gonna have to change, and it's gonna. The mouth is too far down. There's too much space between the nose and the mouth. We'll change that. Since I can't go darker than that deep violet color. Did I go through the rest of my palette? I don't think I did. Yeah, so I'm using the Master's Touch pink. I'm using Gumbacher deep violet. That's the darkest shade right now. Although I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna mix it with the Phthalo blue pretty soon here to make a makeshift purple. Doesn't really work, but it works for what we're doing. And I'm using it's a Master's Touch violet or some such. The tube's too far away from me right now, but it's a light purple. And then I'm using the acrylic gesso. Other than that, I'm not. Yeah, no, it's just the three colors for this one. The underpainting was probably a little more varied, but we make it work. And since I have a limited shade as far as darkness goes, I'm relying heavily on the white and the light pink to add some contrast to everything. That's supposed to be his chest area, but right where it's at, man, I can already tell that there's gonna be I wanted that there would be a dove in that white area on the chest, but I don't know what happened. Just couldn't make a dove at the moment, so instead of that we did an eagle. You don't ever see any white eagles. I'm sure there's albino eagles out there though. White eagle. White eagle sounds like a native name. I guarantee you there's a native family out there named White Eagle. I guarantee it. So right there, I kind of had the idea of putting in horns already. So I'm leaving that space up there untouched. The eye thing's going to be a major focal point. Major focal point. The eyes and the mouth. I have another piece called Isaac. It's a smaller piece, 14 by 11. Oh, there goes the White Eagle. And it's pretty much a precursor to this, because it's the same style, the same motif, the same everything. It's just red and smaller. I was referring back to that in my head. I want to do something similar, but a little bit more involved, and that's what this one ended up being. I recommend learning how to use watercolor. If you want to do what I'm doing, definitely figure out how to make watercolor pieces. So here's right now I'm the elongated facial structure due to the canvas laying away from me. I'm able to fix that now by tilting it up, and luckily you can still see it on the camera. Where the horns and stuff, where all these dark paintings are showing up at, I couldn't see that in real life, but I could see it on the camera monitor. So right now I'm looking up at the screen, and that's guiding me, and it works wonders, man. Like the whole head would have been a lot thicker, but since I could see it through the screen, I was able to put that on paper. At some point here, the footage is going to end. I ended up putting about another extra 15-20 minutes into this one. I took a picture of it, and it just wasn't working yet. It just wasn't working yet. It's all intuition based. We're gonna put these other birds down pretty soon here. I could see those two while I was making this thing. Well, and you couldn't see it, but you knew that. Yeah, there they go. Just using a regular old Sharpie. So I added a lot more contrast. I took the photo and it was fine, but it wasn't popping yet. So we darkened everything. Added some hair on top. There's a painting this is the third one I'm doing with the horns and the halo, or at least the horns. Another piece called In Memory, or His Memory, one of the two. It's huge. It's sitting on my wall right now. It's 4 foot by 3 foot, and it's the first of these horned ones. Then I have an unreleased one coming up here with a fella who's trying to do a clothing line. Well, he has a clothing line. He commissioned it, and I can't wait to post that thing. So it turned out pretty great. Then we have this one, and what I brought over from that previous horned painting is the white hair up there. I think that's going to be slowly incorporated more and more into future pieces, but I don't have the final word on that. The piece itself has the word on that, so I'm expecting it to show up more, but I'm not going to try to force it. That's not how this style. That's just not what this is about. What the painting wants is what we put into it, and that's something you're going to have to figure out on your own. I'm 3 years into this, 3.5 years into it now, so it's a lot of practice into it. And my IG feed starts sometime last year, so there's a year and a half, 2 years of work that just wasn't good enough, and now my stuff is getting really good. So it took time. It takes a lot of practice. This one took maybe about 2 hours to make. Not the longest at all. Most of my stuff really doesn't take that long. I don't like to, you'll never see me doing work in progress photos, because I can get these things done 1, maybe 2 sessions, maybe 3, but rarely more than that. I'm thinking about doing a poster of this. Not a print, but a poster with the white border and the logo on there. Then we'll sign that sucker. So it'll be like a print, but not really. I'm not quite sure on that just yet, because I like the image by itself, but there's something with the branding on it that I dig. Yeah, so that's this piece. Buy some merch. I got some 11x14s coming in. 11x14s that were taken. The original pictures were taken with the new camera. So the quality is just way better, and so I'm able to increase in size. Yeah, see you on the next one.